Hello, hi, welcome back. If you're new here, you are obviously lost, but that's okay, because so am I. So today I just wanted to do a quick video to chat about something I saw on Twitter. Oddly enough, I'm never on Twitter, but I guess I was on the right time or something to see some nonsense going down. But before I get into that, yes, my hair has changed. I got bangs, impulsive decision. What can I say? I kind of like them. I'm feeling it, so we're gonna keep them for a while, see how it goes. And I'm drinking water out of my lovely reusable cup because save the turtles, bitch. Let's get into the basics. So there's a company, multi-level marketing company called Rodan+Fields. Okay, they sell skincare and like whatever else. It's like Mary Kay. Imagine or if you've heard of Unique, Mary Kay, those type of brands, those are multi-level marketing. And for the person who doesn't know, multi-level marketing is basically the legal version of a pyramid scheme, right? Pyramid scheme, you have someone at the top, they're making money off of everyone below them. And then network marketing, you're also doing the same thing. The person at the top makes a portion of the sales from each person below them, and it all gets filtered up. The legal difference between a pyramid scheme and an MLM is that a pyramid scheme has no actual product to sell. They never actually make anything, a la The Office, where Ryan tries to get everyone involved in his pyramid scheme. That's a technical pyramid scheme. There is no product. It's just people passing up. You get money off of the recruiting fees. Now with an MLM, it's kind of the same thing, but there's a product. Even if the product is worthless and garbage, like Unique's makeup, if not hating you if you have Unique, I'm just saying it's not great. I've been there. So a pyramid scheme, you have no product. An MLM, you do technically have a product, which is why it's called multi-level marketing too, because pyramid schemes are illegal in the US, fun fact. But MLMs seem to be a giant loophole where they just don't care. The Consumer Protection Agency's like, it's kind of legal, kind of not. It's kind of a gray area. So that's the difference between a pyramid scheme and an MLM. And Rodan+Fields falls within this MLM. They're a skincare company that makes skincare, but you also get recruiting fees every time you have someone join you. So for instance, I'm selling Rodan+Fields. I sell all these bottles and then I go up to my friends and I'm like, hey, you want to join me? You can be part of my team. And so they join me, they're part of my team now, and every time that they sell something, I make money from that, and the person at the top makes money from that. So it kind of gets filtered up in a weird way. The sales get filtered up. Rodan+Fields is one of those. It's skincare. There's a lot of moral issues with MLMs, and there's a whole community on Reddit and whatnot dedicated to anti-MLM propaganda, which is great because they often... If you look at the actual statistics that they're forced to publish, most people in MLMs don't make any money, and yet they have to invest and buy their own starter products. So let's say I'm investing in Unique, and I say I want to become a seller. I have to give them first anywhere from $99 to $1,000, I think, to get a kit to start with. And with that kit, I can continue selling for them. But most people never make any money off of that. Let's say I buy a $99 kit. I get $80 worth of sales. I'm in the red. I'm negative, right? I didn't make anything. And that's how it goes for most people who join these. And their marketing is very predatory when it comes to getting people to sign up. Let's say I'm a newly single mom, or I just lost someone in my family who is supporting me or something. They will purposely go after these people and say, hey, you can make all this money staying from home, you can be with your kids, and all of this. And it's really messed up, okay? Because you're preying on a mother's want to be with her children, or you're preying on someone's financial insecurity because of a loss. Or even worse are the instances, you can look all this up on your own, but the instances where they're kind of preying on someone's death, that's really gross. So MLMs are shady. They're kind of, I don't support them. A lot of people don't support them. There's been growing awareness of them, thankfully, and more people have been joining kind of the anti-MLM movement, so good for you. But if you aren't part of the movement and you do support these companies, that is completely up to you. I don't think any less of you or anything. It's not my cup of tea. I think there's shady business practices going along with it. So anyway, I have a whole huge problem with MLMs, and a lot of people do too. Now, ABH came in, and ABH is a well-known makeup brand. It is one of the top makeup brands. Everyone always talks about how it's their favorite, blah, blah, blah. It's been around for a decently long time, probably over a decade at this point. And they've recently, in like the past, since Modern Renaissance, which was released maybe 2016, 2015, I want to say, they've had a lot of growth. They even now have a sister brand named Norvina, and they release all these things. It's wonderful. It's great. Whatever. Right? It's a great company. Like, they didn't have too many blunders along the way, so people really feel great supporting them. However, they came along and they started partnering, well, they're going to start partnering with Rodan+Fields. And I know you're thinking in your head, well, skincare and one only sells really makeup, like what correlation? Well, that's what I was thinking too. But Anastasia is very well known for their brow products. So they're going to be selling brow product bundles through Rodan+Fields, which makes absolutely no sense to me. Just sell them on your own. I'm sure they're getting like some large kickback on this. Like, they're trying to expand their audience to Rodan+Fields purchasers. They're now trying to get them to also be buying ABH. I need a break. Sorry. I had to chug some water because it's like 1,000,000 degrees in here and I'm wearing a sweater for some reason. Came home, I couldn't get warm. Anyway, back to the topic. So, ABH is trying to get the market that also has Rodan+Fields. They're trying to like combine the two. They're trying to get a wider audience. It's understandable for any business to want that. However, when your wider audience is involved in something shady, like Dr. Kathy Rodan or something, they have 2 doctors who are leading this. I'm not sure of their actual qualifications. They may actually be doctors, but being a doctor doesn't excuse a shady business practice. Sorry, not sorry. I'm sure it took a lot of schooling, but you still can't scam people. I personally think that businesses like ABH and any business in general should be very careful of who they align with, because it tends not to go well for them when someone or something or some brand that they align with gets taken down a peg, or it's found out that they're doing something really shady and awful. Which makes me consider why ABH would even do this. Because ABH, Norvina is like an influencer. She knows, like, you can see in the beauty community what happens when someone does something shady or missteps a little. Like the whole thing with Jaclyn Hill or Jeffree Star. Like, you see it time and time again where if someone or brand missteps, there's a whole huge blowout about it. Especially when it comes to who you align yourself with. So I'm not sure why ABH, being such a huge multi-million-dollar brand, would align themselves with something like Rodan+Fields. Like, did you just not do your research? Do you not know? Or are you okay with this activity? I'm hoping they just didn't do their research, but that seems kind of stupid for a multi-million-dollar company not to have done any research on who they're partnering with. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you do that? Like, wouldn't you just type into Google, like, Rodan+Fields? Bad things? ? And, like, see if they have any controversies? Like, that would be the first thing I would do if I was a business looking if I should partner with someone. Like, type it out. Like, do they have... I do that when just buying products. Like, I look up the business and I'm like, is this person kind of shady? Is this business kind of shady? Like, you should always do that as an informed consumer, so why isn't a brand being informed about what they're doing? Like, besides the issue of alignment and making yourself look like a fool on the internet, there's also a toll on the people who work for Rodan+Fields, because now you're encouraging this type of foolery, let's call it that, this type of MLM business, and by God, I hope there is no more makeup brands pairing with MLMs. Like, I'm very worried about that. I know Nikki Tutorials accidentally promoted Young Living in one of her videos. She didn't know any better. But, like, if you have that much influence, you should always be looking at what you're aligning yourself with. However, on the flip side, I know it's not always possible. Like, I don't know, maybe the sweater was, like, made somewhere weird and, like, someone will go off on me for it. I don't know. So you can't cover everything, but you should at least cover like your major fields when you know you want to work with a person. And this one was like such an obvious red flag that working with Rodan+Fields, literally all you have to do into Google, Rodan+Fields, bad. And like you will find a gazillion things about MLMs and whatnot. So just stay informed, really, I guess is my point. I don't know if they knew about Rodan+Fields being this way. It's kind of disappointing because you think about someone like ABH, like the brand, and they've done so well. Like, they haven't had many controversies. The latest one has been that they released too many things at once, which is, like, in the makeup community, like, nothing. Like, that's not even, like, a fleck between all the allegations of racism here and sexism there and homophobia. Like, being accused of releasing too many things at once, it doesn't even, like, on a scale of, like, if there was, like, a Richter scale for drama in the beauty community, there'd be, like, a little bump of them releasing too much, and then it would be, like, back to normal. Like, it wasn't a huge big deal, and they managed to fix it very quickly, so it's kind of depressing to see them align with this. If you're curious about MLMs, I definitely look them up, see if they have anything that you personally don't agree with. I personally don't, but, like, you're allowed to form your own opinion. I want you to form your own opinion. And yeah, if you have anything else to say, or if you have an experience with Rodan+Fields, because I've never tried Rodan+Fields. I'll be honest, like, maybe it's the best stop in the world, but, like, I don't align myself with that kind of marketing tactic, the multi-level marketing tactic, so never tried it. But if you have, let me know. Let me know your opinions, because this is kind of like a random blip in the beauty drama community. Like, it's not huge. It's not anything to, like, lose your mind over, but at the same time, it is a big deal. It's kind of like it's not something to lose your mind over when you think about all the terrible things that happen in the world, but at the same time, like, this could be something terrible if you look into, like, Rodan+Fields and, like, not making profit, and someone's life could be destroyed by not making money when they were promised they were going to make money, and etc, etc. So yeah, let me know what you think. Sorry, this has kind of been rambly and ranty, but come back later and maybe I'll have a different video. Until then, stay hydrated and have an awesome day and continue being an awesome person, and I will see you next time. Bye.